Do you ever feel like you're constantly putting out fires and never getting to those big picture goals for your business? Imagine if you could step away from the daily grind and actually focus on what truly matters for business growth. In today's episode, I'm going to explore how small business owners can reclaim their time and dedicate it to strategic growth activities. Ready to transform your hustle into smart, sustainable success? Tune in and find out how. Are you that driven entrepreneur who believes that working harder holds the key to your dreams? Are you drowning in the day-to-day tasks, wishing you had more time to strategize and cast the vision for your business growth? Hi, I'm Donna Dubé, your guide on this entrepreneurial journey. I've walked in your worn-out shoes, burning the midnight oil, convinced that sheer hard work was the secret to success. Just one more email, one more task, until I found myself on a one-way track to burnout. But here's the twist in the tale. I discovered that success isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about being intentional with our time. It's about steering our ship with focus, because no team, system, or automation can outperform a lack of direction. In this podcast, I'm sharing with you all the strategies for business growth that it took me years to learn. If you're ready to step out of the daily overwhelm so you can amplify your profits, then I'm ready to teach you. I believe the only limit to your business growth is the one you set for yourself. Go grab a notebook, warm up that cup of tea, and let's do this. Welcome back, CEOs, small business owners. I'm so glad you're here. How's your week been going? And I don't want to hear, fine, good, it's great. Let's get down to the real truth. Because I've been reflecting a little bit on my couple of last weeks, and I've noticed that I'm slipping into some, what we might call sloppy habits. I'm not being as productive and as effective with my time as I would like to be. And I've got a few days where at the end of the day, I'm looking back saying, that priority that I had, I never got to it. Why? Dig into that why. Well, I never got to it because I was spending my time on everyone else's demands. And that happens for a few weeks in a row. And then you start wondering, what about this project that I'm supposed to be focusing on? I'm not getting anything done on that. And I get it. Running an online business, let's face it, it's tough, right? Those of us who are solopreneurs, we're not only responsible for completing and delivering the client work, but then we have our whole business to run. We're the admin person. We're the customer support. We're the head and the strategy of marketing, right? We're the head and the strategy of sales. And with all the tasks we have to complete just to keep our business running, it can feel and be very overwhelming. I totally understand. I'm in the same boat. But here's the thing. As business owners, particularly service-based businesses, we need to put a lot of focus on our clients, right? But when we do that, we forget or we run out of time to actually work on the tasks that will help us grow our businesses. Essentially, we spend so much of our time working in our business that we neglect to work on it. And that's exactly what I want to dive in with you today, is working on your business versus working in your business. So let's start with, what do I mean by this? Well, when you work on your business, you're working internally on the tasks that are going to grow your business. You've probably heard me talk about this growth level tasks before. If you haven't, tune into one of the previous podcast episodes, because I do spend a lot of time talking about growth level tasks. These are the tasks that actually increase our revenue and allow us to grow and scale. So what's some examples? Improving our client experience, creating new digital products, getting in front of new audiences, teaching, mentoring, improving our marketing. All of those things are working on our business. We're not delivering a service or an offer to a client. We're actually spending time making a difference for what we're doing in our business. And that difference is to lead to increased revenue. So when you work in your business, you're completing client work. Is it necessary? Absolutely. You have paid clients who have bought an offer from you, and they are expecting the promise of the delivery that you're going to give them. They're expecting the transformation that you laid out would happen if they worked with you. But spending time in our business doesn't actually grow our business. And I hope you can understand the difference there. Many online business owners, particularly solopreneurs, end up having so much client work to complete that they spend the majority of their days doing just that. And they rarely prioritize time to work on their business, on those tasks that actually move the needle forward. And this is why so many business owners find themselves stuck. They're stuck at the same level with little to no growth, month over month, quarter over quarter, possibly year over year. Because if you want to grow your business, you need to set aside time to actually work on your business. And that needs to be a priority. So you're probably listening to me now going, okay, yeah, Donna, I get it. Work on my business. I can think of all the things I'd like to do to work on my business. But you're missing the point. I got no time. You might feel that you have no spare time to work on your business, but I'm going to promise you, you do. The problem isn't that you don't have enough time. It's that you don't know how to prioritize it and balance it correctly. So I want to dive in this episode to share 3 tips to help you find time to work on your business, not just in it, so that you can grow your business to be what you've always dreamed of. 3 tips to find time to work on your business. All right, tip number 1 is tracking your time. Now, before you go and hit pause and say, I've heard enough, I'm not interested in tracking my time, no thank you, goodbye, listen and hear me out here. This is something that I've been doing in my own business for years, and it has been such an eye-opener. It's given me so many insights into how I'm using my time and how I can improve using my time. And it's something that's really helped me to understand where my time is going and then what practical changes I can do to improve my productivity and better manage my time. So I recommend using my productivity tracker. I'll have the link in the show notes to help you track your time and make note of how many hours you're actually spending working each week, what tasks you're spending your time on, and how long they tend to take you. The reason we want to do this and not just guess is because for so many of us, our guesses are not accurate. So we actually want to take the time to write it down. How much time are you doing for the different tasks that you do each and every week? And at the same time, I want you to track how much time is spent on procrastination. Are you getting sidetracked? How much time are you spending maybe scrolling social media or doing something different than what you sat down to actually work on? Again, this is not pointing the finger. This is not saying you are a machine. You must be focused and on it 24/7. Not at all. But let's be honest and real with ourselves about how we are using our workday. And I want you to record absolutely everything for at least 3 to 5 days. The longer, the better. So if you can do this for a week or more, it'll give you even more data and an even better representation of how you're spending your time. And from doing this, I promise, I guarantee you will find that there are hours of unaccounted time wasted on procrastination or random tasks that could have been better managed. So if you want a quick and easy tool to do this, just download my productivity tracker. The link's in the show notes, and that'll get you started. So 1, tracking your time. Great. I've tracked my time for a week. Now what? Now we need to organize, right? So once you have your data from tracking your time, then you need to make a plan and figure out how you can reorganize your time to prioritize working on your business. And how you do this is going to be a little bit different for everyone. But I've got a couple suggestions of things you can try. So one that I've tried recently, I've been doing it now for about a month, and I found it really, really effective, is what I call a growth hour. So every morning that I'm working, I carve out the first 60 minutes of uninterrupted time where I work on my business and doing the tasks that will lead to revenue growth. So I actually block it off the first hour, Monday to Friday, call it my growth hour. And this first 60 minutes of every single day that I'm working. I don't do anything else before this. I don't do any client work. I don't check emails, nothing. I simply only open the things I need to open and work on my growth hour. And the reason I think this has been really effective is that I'm most productive first thing in the morning, no doubt. So I want to use my most productive time doing something that's going to help me grow my business, right? And it's a limited time. I've set it for an hour. When that hour is up, I move on. So once I've spent my first hour of the day completing that needle moving task, then I'm going to do my regular to-do list. I'm going to start my client work. I'm going to look at my emails, etc. By prioritizing my growth hour first, I ensure that each and every day I move one step closer to my goals. If I were to do it the other way around, where I start my day by looking at my to-do list, doing my client work, etc., and leave my growth hour for the end of the day, I know what would happen. I know what does happen because that's what I did for a while. I would simply not get it done. I just end up putting it off until the next day and the next day because by the time I finish all those other things, I'm getting tired, I'm getting worn out, I'm done. I call it a day. So by prioritizing the growth of my business first and foremost, I ensure that I'm setting myself up for consistent growth. So I always recommend spending the first hour of your day working on something that's really going to grow your business. Call it your growth hour, call it what you want, doesn't matter. What matters is what you're focused on doing. So if you haven't implemented something like that before in your business, give it a try. And if you do implement it, I'd love to know if it works for you. You can hop over to the Facebook group, CEO Amplify, or send me an email, whatever's easiest. But share your findings. I'd love to know whether you found it helpful or not. All right, the second piece of this is another option to try is having a dedicated CEO day. Now you'll hear other business owners talking about this concept. And again, it doesn't have to be a full day. It could be an afternoon, could be part of a day, could be in your normal workplace, could be outside your normal workplace. But it's another way for you to carve out time to work on your business by implementing what's called a CEO day. So maybe every Friday is your day to work on your business. And on this day, you don't work on client work. You don't take calls or meetings. You don't engage in busy work. Nope. All of that's gone. It's solely dedicated to your needle moving tasks. And I know you're going to say to me, but hold on just a minute. I've got urgent stuff that needs to be done for a client. And I believe that too. But honestly, when I put in place this growth hour where I spent 1 hour each day, that gave me 5 hours the week. If I was working on 5 days that week, that gave me 5 hours that week of growth level tasks. Like, that's great. And I can honestly say I didn't drop any balls. No other urgent things didn't get done. I was able to move through my emails and do my client work while still having that dedicated hour. So I know inside it feels like, oh, I don't have time for that, but try it. Step out of your comfort zone and give it a try. If I can do that 1 hour each day, that's 5 hours. You can put it together in an afternoon or put it together in a morning. It's really about organizing your time in a way that allows you to do this. And it's such a great way to ensure that you're making your business growth your number one priority. Alrighty, the third tip here is accountability. So whether you want to find accountability in someone else or use a tool to help you with self-accountability, the point is it's all well and good to make a plan, right? To get organized and how you're going to work on these tasks. But it means absolutely nothing if you don't stay accountable to it. Are we expecting perfection? No. Give yourself some grace. But you do need to see progress. You do need to have some way of keeping yourself accountable. So I recommend finding yourself an accountability partner that you can trust, who's going to check in on you and ensure that you're doing what you said you were going to do. right? This could be a business bestie. This could be someone in your family. This can be yourself. But at the start of each week, share your goals. What do you plan on working on that's a growth level task that's going to move your needle forward? And then at the end of the week, check in and update on your progress. Does it have to be perfect? No, it's looking for progress. And I promise you, having someone you have to check in on you is going to motivate you more than anything else. Because if you don't do it, you have to explain why, right? And at the end of the day, you're not going to want to admit that you didn't do this important business growth task because you were too busy doing busy work or scrolling Facebook, right? And so that accountability is way more powerful than you ever think it will be. The other thing that I have tried, which works really, really well and works well for my clients as well, is self-accountability. So I have a couple of tools to help you with this through the CEO Power Hour and the CEO Pulse Check. So I'll link those in the show notes. But really, this is a strategy or a method to provide weekly self-accountability. So you set your week up for success by being proactive rather than reactive. Right? It allows you to keep track of the growth level activities you're doing each and every week. And it's a little bit fun because you get to track your CEO score. A little bit different from time tracking. So you can check out those resources in the show notes, the CEO Power Hour and the CEO Pulse Check. All right. If you would like help implementing any of these strategies into your business, and you just want to have a chat and get my brain on what's going on in your business, so you can really banish the busy work and really focus on what matters most, then my free 20-minute pulse check is your next step. Together on this call, we'll identify key areas in your business that need attention. We'll develop a plan to leverage your time effectively, and we'll outline your exact next steps to achieving sustainable growth, i.e. more profit while working less. Again, the link is in the show notes. You can grab your 20-minute pulse check by clicking that link. I can't wait to meet with you, and let's find out where you are on your business journey. All right. Thanks for listening today. I hope that you can see that it is possible to find time for strategic growth. You just have to look at it a little bit differently. So whether you're going to organize your time with a growth hour, whether you're going to have a dedicated CEO day, or install a new accountability partner, or install self-accountability, you can do this. Until next week, keep shining. Thank you for joining me on this episode of CEO Amplify. I appreciate you being part of our thriving community of ambitious business owners. If you enjoyed today's episode, I kindly ask you to share this podcast with a friend and take a hot minute to rate and leave a review. It would mean the world to me. Your feedback helps me reach more people and continue providing valuable content. Thanks so much for your support. Keep shining, and we'll catch you on the next episode.